'cause it just keeps getting better, just keeps getting better, just keeps getting better. It's a vibe with H2. The chat is always lit, so stay tuned. It's a vibe with H2. We got good music, we can sing a tune. Vibe with H2. Vibe with H2. Vibe with H2. We got the vibe with H2.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, squad.
Welcome to Vibe with H2, Season 2, Episode 2.
Twos on twos,
girl. Twos today.
Yeah, man.
Welcome back, guys. What's it giving?
What it's giving is know her who it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving. It's a gal, baby gal. It's giving. It's Friday. It's Wednesday. We're dripping.
It's Friday or Wednesday?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We're dripping.
It's dripping.
What's it giving, sexy?
It's giving, like, I'm giving, it's pretty much winter. But
Yeah.
it's giving autumn outside, so I'm giving, seems like all the autumn leaves are falling.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, that's what's
Listen, I see you,
that's the
girl.
vibe today. That's
We
the vibe
are.
today.
Very sexy today. Okay.
Period.
Mhm.
That's my period. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to take this moment to genuinely appreciate you being here.
For real.
It means so much to us to have people that we can engage with, an entire squad. So we would really like it because it would really help us a lot, if you liked, shared, and subscribed, But to our subscribers, hey squad.
Hey.
How y'all doing? You good?
How y'all feeling?
And if you're new, hey. Listen,
Hey there.
the door is wide open. Just subscribe. That's all you need to do. It doesn't take much. Just,
Come in and relax.
you know what I mean?
Come have a good time.
Yeah.
Come vibe.
All right. Shall we?
Episode 2. Get into episode 2.
Mhm.
So, today's topic is people pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
I think something we've all kind of struggled with
Mm-hmm.
at some point. But let's define it.
Mm-hmm.
So here it says, a people pleaser is someone who will constantly strive and thrive to please others, making them feel happy and maintaining peace with others. The goal of a people pleaser is simple. They want to avoid conflict, and so they do that at their expense.
Mm.
Yeah. They have this constant desire to be there for others, give everything they have to the people around them, and they are generally found you will only find them standing at the giver's end only. They give. Do you have maybe a definition you want?
Yeah, mine says a person who has an emotional need
Mm-hmm.
to please others, often
Mm-hmm.
at the expense of their own needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I resonate with that so much because I definitely 100% was a people pleaser. Like with last week, we were talking about beliefs.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that episode, just track back to it. It's right in there. Okay. Just kidding. So I was talking about how I am an external type of believer, and because of that, it made me more of a people pleaser because I've always wanted to be good. You know what I mean? I always wanted to appear good. I always wanted to do right, and I would often get praised for doing something for someone else. So I became very good at navigating things. I think it also like enhanced my empathic abilities because I'd always just track like, how's the mood today? How can I keep it light? How can I stay in a place where I am constantly liked? And I'm a Libra, so you can imagine.
But also, and I always tell you this, like, you can have genuine like compassion. You get what I mean? I think there's a thin line between being a people pleaser and like just have genuine compassion. And I think that's what you have, just genuine compassion. Yeah. I think, genuine compassion becomes troublesome when you're only giving. Then you're a people pleaser. So don't change yourself just because. You know?
Yeah, but I've had to work a little bit on it.
Yeah, no, you've done well. You've done well. I read here the root of people pleasing can come obviously from a variety of sources. Family, trauma, even birth order. I don't know that.
100%. Yeah,
Really?
100%.
That one I was like,
firstborns are 100% people pleasers. Secondborns are the ones that challenge, they rebel a little bit. Thirdborns, there's like no boundaries for them, they glide through life, and that's just how it is because the older the parents get, I guess they don't have like much energy, and the vibe is a lot different when it's your first child because the expectations are like higher. And also think like the circumstances of like the parents as well. Like with my parents, they weren't married yet. It was a thing like you have to be married before you have kids.
Yeah.
So there was just a lot of pressure put on them to get things right.
Yeah.
So in turn that was instilled in me.
Yeah, that's pressure on you.
Yeah. But by the time my sister came around, I was 9, they had already been married, they'd established themselves, so life was a little easier for her. You know what I mean? She could.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And what scares me is that some of this like people pleasing stems from like genuine pathology, depression or anxiety or borderline personality disorders, and it's just scary to think people are just functioning with all of this stress, with all of this.
Yeah, are they really functioning? You know what I mean?
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Because it's different. It's crazy. We see crazy things out here, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, people in 2023. I also thought of like social media. We do a lot of that on social media. I think we people please a lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that I also spoke about like in the previous season.
Yeah.
Where we spoke about social media. You can check out that episode as well. Like,
season 1.
Where I speak about how I often needed that external validation. And for me, when I really got into like the people pleasing situation, like realizing that I am a people pleaser, I had to track back and see where the source came from.
Yeah.
And it honestly came from me not seeing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you need constant external validation, that means you cannot validate yourself. And it's a very dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
So people pleasing often comes from a place of emptiness.
I get it.
Or fear of abandonment. So also your like attachment styles
Play
a very big role with people.
That is wow.
Yeah. Okay, scary but real. Very
It
real.
is. But I think we all
do it.
We all one way or the other we've all gone through
all
some
do it.
type of people pleasing. Yeah.
I mean, how many African children have very traumatic relationships with their parents because we people please till we get out of there?
Right?
Yeah. Because it's my house. You do this because I said so. There's no logical explanation to anything. You need to tread light. You need to do right. You know what I'm saying? There's no space for doing wrong. Which is what I'm saying. Like, it's harder for like older people, like children, the firstborns, because in the olden days, life was just a little more. Our parents were just a little more.
I get it.
Stern. And it's getting, I guess, a bit easier now.
Yeah, they're a little lenient.
Yeah.
Some of them are trying to understand.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, people pleasing, guys.
It's crazy. Alright, so we're gonna get deeper into people pleasing. And we are about to play that game, so let's
Play.
that game. So the game that we made today is the have and the have-nots.
Okay.
So this is the statement. You're not nice. You're a people pleaser. Yeah. So I have 2 cards here. There's a red one and a green one.
Okay.
So the green is I have not, and the red one is I have. So I'm going to make 8 statements.
Okay.
And so if you have, if you have not,
Okay.
and if you want to share like a little story, if you,
right.
context, I think it's fine.
Take a sip.
Yeah. Let's relax a little. Yeah, let's relax a little.
Take a sip. Just to make sure.
Because I just realized the first one is pretty intense. Number 1, you over apologize. I have. Like, story time. I was such a people pleaser at home, at church, around my friends, and I grew up with that it also happened in my relationships. I didn't want to fight, so I would say I'm sorry. And the other thing about being a people pleaser is not having boundaries. So my toxic traits, because you know what, I'm self-aware and I know that I'm working on myself.
Exactly, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
She's self-aware.
My toxic trait was not having boundaries and not being able to communicate my boundaries. And the thing with a people pleaser is that you will have this expectation in your head now. Because I do this, then you must do that. You know what I mean? But not communicate it, and then you resent the person for something you never communicated. And that's what I would do.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, say sorry in situations where I don't need to be saying sorry because I know my feelings are valid. But because I want to keep the peace.
You just...
Yeah. And that was toxic of me because that means I was not standing up for myself. Which goes back to people pleasing is having an emptiness within you. Pretty deep, right? But here I am, standing, sexy, thriving. So, I mean, it's nice in the self-aware side of life. It's really nice to be able to acknowledge the full you, know, the good, the bad,
everything.
Yeah. I love it. Anyway. Number 2, find it hard to say no.
You
I
found it hard to say no.
Yeah. Remember, you had to teach me. She had to teach me how to say no.
I really did, and I'm so proud. She says it now.
I say it now. So it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. Agree with everyone.
No.
I would say I used to. like in group situations,
Yeah.
I would just go with the majority just to stay safe and not really challenge narratives.
Like in this, like a social, like friends. But
Yeah.
Ash, that's different from me.
Yeah.
I haven't had a lot of friends. So, yeah, I keep it to myself, eh?
Yeah. You change to accommodate others. Yeah. I'd say with a little bit, in a sense that I've had to dim. Yeah.
That is definitely.
That's also very dangerous.
Dangerous. Don't dim your light for nobody.
Conflict makes you uncomfortable.
It does. Isn't conflict uncomfortable?
I think we make it uncomfortable.
I
think we make it
because we
uncomfortable.
involve emotion.
I think,
I read something
yeah.
that says if you remove emotion from a situation, like conflict, once you have removed the emotion, all you have is a problem that needs a solution. So that had me thinking hard. No. Conflict is uncomfortable. I think it's how you handle it.
Take responsibility for other people's feelings. I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore. And it's easy to do that as a child. You know how when something happens between parents and you blame yourself sometimes, but when a situation happens, then it can happen.
Yeah.
So we need to also be aware of such things because they tend to fester when we're older. You know what I mean? You don't realize that you still blame yourself for things you had no control over. Constantly need external validation. I used to. But not anymore.
Yeah, for real. For real. We're in a good place.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you work on yourself, you can don't stay the same.
Do little change sheets right
Yeah,
now.
you don't. Okay, the last one, you don't speak up when you're hurt. When your feelings are hurt.
That I used to do.
Yeah, me too. And also for me, it's also become difficult because speaking of relationships and toxicity and stuff, I realized that I attracted people that were not willing to confront their emotions.
Yeah.
So whenever I would open up and say something, they would shut it down because they're not ready to deal with the emotions. You know what I mean? So that made me stop speaking up because it was what's the point? And also growing up as a child, being told you're a child, you can't speak.
Yeah.
You're in church, you're a woman, you can't speak. It's society and a lot of situations that get you to a point where it's hard to speak up for yourself. And for me, it was so bad that my throat chakra was blocked. And I know that because as a kid, I was a kid who always had tonsils. So I would never speak my truths because I never thought they did exist. But now that I'm finding my truth, I don't really have struggles with my throat anymore. I used to have vocal problems, my voice would disappear.
Thyroid. Oh my word.
But I don't have that anymore because I found my voice and I'm getting comfortable standing up for me because what I realized is that people are very good at standing up for themselves. You know what I mean? So when you're a people pleaser, it doesn't help to stand up for someone else when they're already standing up for themselves. It only hurts you. You can't give someone else your legs. What are you gonna stand on? Period.
Don't give away your legs.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was game.
Yeah, that was the game.
That
That was nice. That was
Yeah.
fun. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
Next is
Mhm.
we keeping it.
Keeping it.
Are we keeping
it? Yeah.
We're keeping it.
Keeping
For me, I say, guys, being a people pleaser is exhausting and it cannot bring you any advantage. You know what I mean? So it impedes your development, you know, necessary for a happy and fulfilling life. Life is hectic nowadays. You know what I mean? You don't need to be pleasing nobody but yourself. We're not saying don't be compassionate, but look out for yourself. Take care of yourself. Before you go take care of anyone, nurture you, take care of you, because you're all you have at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. With me, I wanted to, I think, just get a little personal
Yeah.
and mention first that people pleasers want to avoid the disapproval or the discomfort of others, and it doesn't really help anybody at all. And I've learned that with myself, because I hate being uncomfortable. I hate being in situations where I feel like I'm not wanted, or you know what I mean. It just makes, and I feel that very quickly because I'm a people pleaser. You know, I want to be in spaces where like I'm liked, and because I wanted to avoid like disapproval and whatever, I'd shut my truths down just to fit into certain situations. Because growing up in church, I used to be in big circles, and I'm realizing, looking back, that yes, I was myself, you know, but I had to dim certain parts of me down because honestly it was just too hard for other people to handle, right? And sometimes you'd see that as a bad thing because I want to please, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to be too extra, don't be too extra.
Yeah.
But that was just confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now looking back, you see, oh, that was just... So I had to learn the hard way. You know, I had, even through, I think the hardest way was through my relationships. You know, I also got into one relationship where, like, this guy, even... I think I was on my way to him and my ride was like late, and he called me like, what's going on, you know, and I'm like, yo, I'm really late, I'm so sorry, and he's like, oh no, it's cool. And when I arrived, he's like, why did you apologize?
I was about to ask you.
Yeah. And he made me realize that, you know, I over apologized, and it was something that I had taken from my past, you know. And I was like, have you ever been in a situation where you've always had to apologize? And that's when I started reflecting. Because sometimes you tend to carry certain things longer than they should, and they appear where they shouldn't be appearing.
And they're so subtle, you know, they just sneak in. You won't even...
I literally just say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, and just that was an indicator, like, girl.
Girl.
Are you okay? What you been through? And it was like, oh my word, that is so true, because every aspect of my life I've had to be perfect. I've had to be academics, straight A's, church, I had to participate in church, in every single thing. I had to exceed and excel in everything I did, and I did it.
She did it.
Period. And you know, like in every phase of my life, every place I went, I wanted to lead, I wanted to be in charge and just excel, because I wanted to be liked. And it didn't really stem from, do I like myself? It was because I was trying to prove that I'm likable.
Exactly. Well, I'm just doing this because I love this, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. But I realized after a lot of introspection that I just needed to just sit in front of the mirror and say, I like you.
For real.
You are
reflection.
such a cool girl.
Reflect, guys.
You know, and that for me is where the change started happening. So, and the dark side of people pleasing is codependency.
Yes, I read that.
Yes.
Sociotropy.
So the definition of codependency is an excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a loved one. And I used to be codependent. I learned while I was, unlearning my bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so important to stay single after a breakup, because there's a lot of things you need to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. No. It matters what you go through, but what's very important is for you to check in with you, what the lesson was for you. Because I realized that I was excessively depending emotionally and psychologically on the men that I was with. You know what I mean? And that is too heavy of a burden to give to somebody. That is way, way, way too much. Because we all have things we're carrying.
And especially if they don't know that they have a project, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Bob the Builder, Barbara the Builder, stop this construction work. If you want to work on yourself.
Work on yourself.
You know what I mean? And I had to break me down. I had to stay away from situations. I had to stay away from my phone, stay away from social media, DMs, everything, to just track with me, to validate me, to be firm with me. And that is what you can do as well. Check in with you and know that you're worthy of love. You deserve great things.
You deserve it all.
You know, all the mushy things that you dream of?
Yes.
You really, really deserve them. And the only way to get them is by starting to give them to yourself. Like, literally, that's the only way. How are you going to expect a gent to come give you rose petals everywhere? What, in the bathtub? What, when you don't do it for yourself? Girl, stop. Spoil thyself. Treat yourself soft, gent. Treat yourself soft. Love on yourself. Because when you do that, when you fill your cup, watch how many people try to come fill your cup. Watch how many people whose cups are filled gravitate towards you. And then it's just an overflow. You know, an overflow of goodness.
Yeah.
So if you are a people pleaser like I was at some point, I want to say you can change.
You can. There's hope, honey.
You can really change if you want to. It takes time, but you're worth the time.
Yeah.
It takes time, but you are worth the time.
Be intentional about it.
Exactly.
You know?
Period.
It's for you anyways. You know what I mean? It's for you.
Yeah.
Kept it.
I kept it 100.
Heart to heart?
Heart to heart.
With the heart to heart. And you kind of like mentioned a few, but with heart to heart, I'm going to say learn to sit with yourself and learn to reflect. Like you said, you have to break down, parts of you to get to, sit down and just really reflect. Reflect on the experiences you've gone through, what is contributing to your fear of rejection, what is contributing to your, you know what I mean, conflict or criticism.
Yes.
Yeah. And also look at stuff like, what are your needs that go unmet? Look at, how do you feel when you don't practice self-care? And why do you undervalue your needs and ideas? Sit down with yourself and really answer those questions. I also think this is going to be a really cool worksheet that I also got from positive psychology. And basically, it's about catching yourself being great. You know how you have a little list, a to-do list, like I did this, I cleaned, I worked out. That's you catching yourself being great. And it feels good when your list is completed, right?
Like I have an app on my phone. Literally, I add literally everything. Like cook, clean, pick out an outfit, bath, do a face, what. You know, like, I mention everything.
Yeah.
And I put them in my task thing, and I took it off. And like it's amazing how when you look back at your day, you realize, oh my word, I did so much. Because if you just glide through it, you just like, what did I do today? Without realizing the great things that you did. Because first of all, getting out of bed, that's a superpower.
For real, because some people can't.
Yeah.
Some people can't, so catch yourself being great. Please, you.
Yeah. You deserve it.
Yeah. And we'll have this worksheet up for you guys. And catch yourself being great.
Yeah. Like, you deserve it, man.
You deserve it.
You do deserve
You
it.
deserve it.
But yeah, I guess that's it from us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
We had a
watching.
good time.
You know, if you got to the end, please drop us like a red heart in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and be part of the
Do engage.
squad. And see you next week.
Definitely.
Period. Bye.
It's a